Now let us learn about evolution of circulatory system. Evolution of circulatory system. So what is evolution? A gradual changes or a gradual and slow development which is seen in organisms is called evolution. So in this topic we are learning how gradually circulatory system developed in different organisms, from previous small unicellular organisms to multicellular organisms, how this circulatory system gradually developed, that we are seeing in this topic. So in case of unicellular organisms like amoeba, unicellular organisms like amoeba. In amoeba, Brownian movement occurs. Which movement? Brownian movement. So in amoeba, Brownian movement occur. So what is Brownian movement? Let us see now. This is amoeba. And this is nucleus. So in amoeba you have cytoplasm as well as you have nucleoplasm. Together is called as protoplasm. Cytoplasm and nucleoplasm together is called as protoplasm. This protoplasm contains many enzymes, proteins and nutrients and waste materials, everything. This is a liquid condition, a fluid condition. So what happens? Particles from one side to the other side, it moves because of wind or because of ocean currents in the sea and in the ocean. So because of that, here or during the movement of amoeba, what happens? These molecules or the liquids which are present in this protoplasm will move from one side of the cell to the other side. Thereby, nutrients are supplied to all parts of a cell. You know, unicellular organisms, they contain single cell, only one cell. So transportation or circulation of nutrients is very easy and simple. Let us see multicellular organisms now. Let us take parazoans like sponges. In case of sponges, by beating flagella. So sponges, they live in oceans and in water. So these sponges, they have flagella and this flagella will beat. When they beat, an ocean current will occur, a movement of water will occur, and because of this, transportation or circulation will occur in sponges. So in sponges, by beating the flagella in the water, helps it to circulate the nutrients in sponges. Now, let us see cnidarians. In case of cnidarians, like hydra, here gastrovascular cavity helps in circulating the nutrients or oxygen throughout the body in case of hydra and jellyfish. Then the next phylum is Platyhelminthes. So in Platyhelminthes, separate digestive and excretory system are present. So this digestive system helps in digesting the food and supplying the nutrients to all parts of the body. Then excretory system takes the waste material and disposes out from the body in case of Platyhelminthes. But in case of human beings, circulatory system is present. Separate circulatory system is present connecting digestive system as well as excretory system, because our body is very big. So in higher animals, higher mammals, higher chordates, separate circulatory system is present. So tapeworm, that comes under Platyhelminthes. Next phylum is Nematyhelminthes. So in case of Nematyhelminthes, pseudocoelom is present. So coelom is body cavity. They have pseudocoelom. Coelom means a body cavity and pseudo means false. So they have false body cavity, and this body cavity helps the Nematyhelminthes in circulating the nutrients to all parts of their body. Example, roundworms. In case of Annelida, like earthworms, they have pulsatile vessels. These pulsatile vessels, these are blood vessels which help in transporting the nutrients to all parts of the body, circulating the nutrients to all parts of the body. So, in case of Annelida, pulsatile vessels are present. Next phylum is Arthropoda. Arthro, jointed legs. Example, insects. So, insects, they have heart. So they have a pulsatile organ, pumping organ, that is nothing but heart. So arthropods, they have heart, and this heart directly pumps the blood to all tissues, to all parts of the body. That's why we call it as open circulatory system. Open circulatory system is seen in case of arthropods. In case of human beings or chordates, what happens? Heart is present, blood vessels are present, that comes under circulatory system. So, in case of higher chordates, they have heart and blood vessels. A separate circulatory system is present. So this circulatory system helps in transporting the oxygen and nutrients to all body parts, and they collect waste material and they give to excretory system. That is in case of higher chordates. Now, a quick review. Evolution of circulatory system. So, what is evolution? A gradual development which is seen in circulatory system in different organisms, from unicellular to multicellular organisms. So, unicellular organisms like amoeba, circulation occurs through Brownian movement. In case of sponges, by beating flagella in the water and making ocean currents, what happens? The nutrients will be circulated from one part of the body to the other. In case of hydra and jellyfish, that is cnidarians, Gastrovascular cavity helps in circulating the nutrients. Platyhelminthes, like tapeworm, separate digestive system and excretory systems are present. This digestive system helps in digesting the food and supplying the nutrients to the body, and excretory system will collect the waste material. Nemathihelminthes, they have pseudocoelom. This body cavity will help in circulating the nutrients. In case of Annelida, like earthworm, a pulsatile vessels are present, that is nothing but blood vessels. These blood vessels help in circulating the nutrients throughout the body. In case of arthropoda, heart is present, and in case of chordates, heart blood vessels are present, that is nothing but a separate circulatory system is present. This circulatory system helps in transporting oxygen as well as nutrients to all body cells. Let us understand the types of circulatory system. There are two types of circulatory system. One is open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory system. Open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory system. In open type circulation, we call blood as hemolymph. So it's a hemo, blood, lymph, fluid. So it is a blood fluid, but it is not a true blood. Okay, but here blood is present. A true blood is present in closed type of circulatory system. What do you mean by this? We call in insects or in spider, in prawns, we call it as, especially in arthropoda. In arthropods, we call blood as hemolymph. And whereas in chordates and vertebrates, we call it as blood. Why? What is the difference between hemolymph and blood? See, hemolymph is equal to blood, is similar to blood, except they don't have red blood cells and hemoglobin. So here RBC is absent, RBCs are absent, and hemoglobin is also absent. So RBC and hemoglobin both are absent in open type circulatory system. Whereas in blood, everything is present. All RBC, WBC, platelets, okay, and hemoglobin, everything is present in blood. Now let us understand in cockroach. What happens in cockroach? So this is cockroach. This is head, neck, thoracic region and abdomen region. We explain this open type circulation. I am taking the example of a cockroach. This is an insect, belongs to phylum Arthropoda. So here heart is present, 13 chambered heart is present, 3 in thoracic region and 10 in abdominal region. So these are 13 chambered heart. 13 chambered heart is present in cockroach, and this is aorta. So the aorta is arising from the heart. Now what happens? Blood from one chamber it passes into the other chamber, and from aorta it comes out from the aorta and it enters into the head region. It's an empty space. Again from there it comes to this body, thoracic region, then abdominal region. Again blood will move into this chamber, this 13th chamber. Okay, and here also some gaps are present, so blood can also move from this space. Okay, so blood will move again inside the 13 chamber heart. So this is circulation. In this circulation, what is happening? Blood is coming out of the aorta. It is coming out of the aorta from the heart, and directly it is going to all the tissues and supplying the nutrients and oxygen, again taking the waste material to the heart. So here some cells, organs are present. What is happening here? Blood directly coming out and touching these all organs. Directly all tissues are dipped in this blood. Again they supply nutrients. This blood will supply nutrients and oxygen to this tissues, and they collect waste from there. Again they enter into the heart. Now let us understand closed type circulatory system. This 4-chamber heart, and from here, from left ventricle, aorta arises. This is aorta, artery, arteriole, here capillaries. So this is vein, and these are venule. So see here, from the heart, many nutrients along with blood and oxygen will come to the capillaries. From the capillaries, it comes out, because capillary is made up of only one membrane, whereas these all other blood vessels, they are made up of 3 membranes. So here transportation or diffusion or exchange of materials is not possible with artery and veins. From the blood, nutrients and oxygen, they comes out to the tissue region. So this place is a tissue. So here we have tissues. So they come to the tissue region. Understood? So all nutrients and all, they comes out from the capillaries, and they supply the nutrients to the tissues. Here blood is coming out from the aorta or blood vessel or artery. Here. So from the heart, blood is coming out. Directly it is touching the tissues, or directly it is coming and contacting the tissues, and directly they are supplying to tissues all nutrients and oxygen and collecting it. So directly all the tissues are filled with the blood here. But whereas blood is not at all coming out from any blood vessel, only the nutrients with some fluid, that is tissue fluid, is coming out, and they are supplying the nutrients to the tissues, and again this tissue fluid is going back to the vein with the help of a lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Understood? So this is a tissue. So here example is arthropoda. Arthropoda, all insects, spider, prawns, they all comes under arthropoda. So arthropoda and most of the mollusca phylum. So here examples are higher chordates, Annelida, and Echinodermata. So the animals which belongs to these phylums, chordate, Annelida, Echinodermata. Okay, starfish comes under Echinodermata, earthworms comes under Annelida, and most cow, elephant, human beings, they all comes under higher chordates. So these are the examples. Do you know? So from heart to our foot, from foot to our heart, nearly approximately 2 meter length is present. 2 meters length of blood vessel is present. So in just 60 seconds, our heart can pump the blood and our circulatory system takes the blood to the foot. Again from the foot it brings back to the heart in just 60 seconds. So our circulatory system is very fastly working system. It takes only 1 ml of blood. 1 ml of blood, our circulatory system takes 1 ml of blood from heart to the foot, from the foot to the heart, which is approximately 2 meters in length, in just 60 seconds. But if circulatory system is absent in our body, then by diffusion process, to take this 1 ml of blood to the foot, from the heart, again from the foot to the heart, it takes 60 years. How many? 60 years. See the difference here? 60 seconds, 60 years. So, just to transport the blood, just 1 ml of blood from heart to foot, foot to heart, by circulatory system it is taking only 60 seconds, but by diffusion process it is taking 60 years. That's why chordates or bigger animals, those who have big body, they have circulatory